Hey, how you mom and them?
Hello, Angela. And hello to BB3. I thought she stepped out for just a minute.
Yeah, they'll be on tonight. Murder Mystery
That's
Haunted
right.
History, BB3 and Nettie.
Mhm.
Also, out and about on recumbents, checked in, but they're not going to be here.
No,
They've got a personal engagement.
Yep. I talked to them on the phone earlier today.
Yeah.
So,
John from Over the Hill RV is here.
hey, John.
He did check in.
Okay.
He may be back. Why weren't we on last weekend?
Because we were actually
Last
Sunday we were actually on the road. We were driving.
We were trying to get there by 3, but
Yeah. Was that to Texas?
Yeah, but
Or
we
was that just
also
report?
it was
I don't
Texas, Texoma,
Okay.
but we ran into a traffic
Oh,
jam.
that's right. That's
Remember,
right.
that's
That
when
added 45 minutes to our drive.
yeah. So and we posted a short on that.
Yes. That was, I mean, everybody hates to admit it, but when you're stuck in a traffic jam, you kind of want to see why was it worth you being stuck for 45 minutes or so. But that was an oh no. That was sad.
It was
So
that was an RV caught on fire.
yeah, the back end and burned up the Jeep.
It did. They were towing a Jeep. Their engine compartment, diesel pusher, caught on fire and burned up the tow vehicle, which was a Jeep. I mean, burned the rear end of the RV and the Jeep to the rims.
Yeah.
Burned it right down to the ground.
It was pretty scary.
It was.
Mean, when you think about it, and it could, obviously traffic wouldn't allow us to stop and check on them, but
Yeah.
that was kind of scary. I did see the family running around outside because they had kids,
Oh,
and they were up on the hillside right there while they're.
I'm glad they were okay. Anyway, we posted a short on that.
Hey, BB, welcome back.
We have had a busy couple of weeks since we've been on here last.
That's true because I don't even know where we were last week.
First of all, we went over 1,800 subscribers.
Yay.
Thank y'all very much.
Absolutely.
And we tend to be picking up some momentum.
A little bit.
They're coming fast and furious, and we appreciate it. Yeah. We really do. Also, we want to thank our members, those who have joined RV Underway on YouTube. We thank y'all very much for that.
I understand. Well, I used to understand that.
Thrifty Angela says kids go back to school tomorrow. She can catch up on some of her video watching.
I used to watch videos more when I was at work.
I'm not sure I would admit that.
Well, I don't work anymore, so. Anyway, I did. I ran videos the whole time I was at work. But so I need to catch up on some viewing myself. I mean, I'll be the one to honestly admit that.
I think the last live stream we did was the Sunday before we left. No, well, it was Pensacola.
Okay.
That was the last one. Since Pensacola, we have come all the way to Colorado Springs.
All the way to Colorado Springs.
A couple of 100 miles, 200 to 300 miles a day on the average. I think we're averaging 8 miles per gallon on diesel.
Yep,
diesel is higher here in Colorado than it's been anywhere on this trip.
That sort of surprised
me. We were averaging between $4.25 and $4.50 a gallon for diesel on this trip until we hit Colorado and went to $5.10.
Yep.
In
Walsenburg,
where on I-25 where we filled up last. Idle Cruises is here.
Sandy and Phil.
Hello. Proud that y'all are here. We really appreciate it. Thank y'all for being members of RV Underway. We certainly appreciate that. Thank you for helping us get to 1,800 subscribers. We're at like I don't know, 18, 16, something like that, and
That's cool.
picking up some steam. Got a lot of great videos in the can, working on getting those on the street, a lot of projects underway. Um, Go ahead and tell them where we are.
Well, like he said, we made Colorado Springs. We
Like
are
they don't already know from looking right up there, but
we're at the how do you say that?
Peregrine, which is a falcon.
Peregrine Pines, which is at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, and this is my old stomping grounds. Although it doesn't
Home of the Falcons, and we'll be going to a ball game. We'll watch the
Yep.
Air Force Falcons play.
Yep, not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. We'll be watching Falcons playing the Colorado Bisons, I believe.
Really?
I believe it is. But anyway, yeah.
That's the team Miss Barbara grew up loving. Boy, she was a CU fan, buddy.
Not really.
Bisons all the way. Rah, rah, rah. Sis, boom, bah.
No, we watched Nebraska, Oklahoma, Arkansas.
And the Broncos.
We watched the people who played the Broncos because back then Broncos weren't any good. Although they
You had the Orange Crush.
Years.
Come on. Who didn't like the Orange Crush?
I don't think we had an Orange Crush until after I left Colorado. Anyway, it's been, we're here for my 50th high school reunion, 50. And
a bunch of other stuff.
And we're going to do all the touristy things that you can't do when you live in the town and work.
We got here yesterday about 2, 3 o'clock.
Right.
We got 4 weeks here in the Colorado Springs area. We're going to go to Royal Gorge. We're probably going to go up to Denver. We're going to go up Pikes Peak. We're going to go to Garden of the Gods, Manitou Springs, Canyon City. I hope she takes me to what was the name of that little town where they filmed the Western movies?
Oh, gosh, that was Buckskin Joe's. And I don't know if that's still standing.
Really? I know we went once,
yes.
but that'd be neat to go
I'd
back.
have to go find out if that's still standing. But anyway, we're going to do all the things that growing up, my parents and family of 5 kids, we couldn't afford to do a whole lot, even though it was a lot cheaper back then. I'm sure we're paying a whole lot more now. But we are going to do the sites.
Hi, Missouri travelers.
Hello.
Proud to have y'all here.
Yes. We're going to do the sightseeing. We've got a concert to see at Red Rocks.
Nursing Our Travel Bug is here. Thank y'all. Really appreciate it. They just went over 2,000 a couple of weeks back. We just went over 1,800. We're kind of chasing them.
Yep.
Good luck to y'all. Y'all doing a fine job. But Missouri Travelers says, love the movie. Cat Ballou.
Yes, Cat Ballou
was filmed at Buckskin Joe's, and a bunch of Westerns in the 60s and 70s. But it was a little ghost town type thing, Western Village, and maybe we'll go to that if it's still around.
If it's still around. But
How about Elise's Park?
That's up in Denver.
Kind of hot and sticky.
I mean, we don't have the kids. That's the last thing we took the kids to in Colorado.
Right? We did.
So.
Nursing Our Travel Bug says, come and get us. Where y'all at right now? Let's see. Where are they at?
Well, they were up in Nebraska.
They
saw her family.
They were over west.
I believe they were home. I believe they're home-ish. Ohio.
Anyway, Barbara was saying all the things she didn't do or growing up here, that are living here when she was working, going to school and stuff. And it's what we've been doing in our retirement is we've been visiting and doing all those things, visiting those places and doing those things that we never got to do. Just didn't have the time, raising kids with careers and military. And
being a poor young family, like every young family, when you start off, you don't really have, the time.
They're in Nebraska.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Well, they ain't far, like right up there.
Yeah, they're north.
Yeah.
Northeast of us. But most families can't do a whole lot because you're working 5 days a week, if not more. The kids are in school. There's just so much going on. in your everyday life. And if you got family that came into town, you might be lucky to go see something, because the family who came into town, visitors who came from out of town, uh, they wanted to go see something. So
Yeah.
we did see a lot of the Garden of the Gods because it was free.
Yeah.
Buckskin Joe's, except for the drive to get down there, it was free. So that was pretty much a lot of what we did growing up. But Colorado Springs has really grown in 50 years. Even though we've been here on short trips, this is really the longest trip we've made back to Colorado
I'll
Springs.
tell you one thing: the road ain't straightened out none in Pueblo. I-25 through Pueblo. What I remember about that road was just, and that was driving a passenger car or pickup truck, just a snake going through Pueblo. And I was kind of hoping in the past 40 years that would have changed when I was coming through with the RV. That's a scary trip through Pueblo coming up on I-25. It's like this. But we have been doing those things that we just didn't have the time or the money or, to do when we were raising children and had careers. So Virginia Beach, we lived there for 7 or more years. We went back, saw and did a bunch of stuff. Key West, we finally went back down there for 3 weeks and did a lot of that stuff that we just never did while we lived there. Now we're out in Colorado Springs. We made a bunch of stops getting here. We hit Route 66. That was fun.
Yep. Amarillo. We always drove through Amarillo.
Yep.
Because between Colorado and
it's always
Alabama,
a pass-through
that
town
was our
for us.
pass-through town.
In fact, we took the same route we always take, up through Raton Pass, from Amarillo to Raton Pass, up through Trinidad into Pueblo and north. So we came very similar. We went north of Dallas. We spent a lot of time in Shreveport, Louisiana with
my brother,
her brother, and saw a Lyle Lovett concert and also did some sightseeing there.
Yep.
And ate some good food while we were there. Before that, we were over in stayed at a Passport America.
Yep.
Speaking of Passport America, there's a link right down here. There's a link down here. You can check out Passport America, $40 a year. They've got over 12,000. Look at Cody.
We're having lightnings.
Yeah, on military bases, they have a loudspeaker system, most of them now, that cover the base.
Especially
so
the FamCamp.
They're warning us of lightning and rain 5 miles out. So I'll have to get the awning in before we leave. But we're going back over to your sister and brother-in-law's house.
One of my sisters today. We joined her for breakfast this morning.
That was great. We went to the Western Omelet Restaurant in Fountain.
Mm-hmm.
And met with family and friends and enjoyed some Western omelets and scrambled skillets, and mine was excellent.
Mine was good too. Fountain, when I lived here 50 plus years ago, Fountain was a one-road town. Matter of fact, I think it probably had one light. Everything was stop signs. And now it's grown up to be, well, when you go from Fountain all the way up to Colorado Springs, it's like one big city. It's one big area. But it's really grown up quite a bit. So it's interesting to see. And, of course, the minute when we got to New Mexico and I started seeing my mountains, of course, they're my mountains.
I asked her if it was good for her spirit. She goes, yeah.
Yeah, real good.
And, of course, you start noticing the hills in the distance, even in North Texas.
Yeah.
You start seeing them, then you ease into portions of Oklahoma and ease over into New Mexico and keep heading north. They get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And, of course, we're coming north of Pueblo. We can already spot Pikes Peak from there. So Cheyenne Mountain, Pikes Peak, and the front range of the Rockies. Between here and Pueblo, you pass the Great Sand Dunes Monument, which probably something I don't know how cool it'd be to see it from ground level. I saw it from the air, and it's basically a break in the Rockies, a pass where a lot of the sand, basically the Dust Bowl that blew up from Oklahoma and Kansas, blew west and blew through the pass in the Rockies, and it gathered there because it was a choke point. So all that sand gathered there, and when you look at it from the air, you see exactly that. It's my friends at Walgreens. You see exactly that. You see all this sand where it eased through a pass in the Rockies, and then it fans out on the other side, and it's just sand.
Hello,
And
Shanna Craft.
anyway, that's south of here.
Yep.
The Great Sand Dune Monument. We're not going to go to the North Pole this time. We don't have the kids, so we're not going to do. Every time we used to come, we'd always go on our way up toward Garden of the Gods. That's the North Pole, and they've got Santa's Village up there, and we always took the kids.
I was up by Woodland Park. Well, anyway, I don't. There's a lot to see and a lot to do, and I'm looking forward to it. We've got a lot of plans: a baseball game, a football game. We're going to go to a like a chuck wagon.
Yeah.
Dinner.
We're also going to see the cathedral. We'll take you along.
Oh yeah, and the cool part about the cathedral here on the Air Force Academy is right now it's being basically rebuilt because they had to go in and strip it down to the bones.
Yeah, it's a metal. It's a metal structure, so they're having to take it down to its metal surface and basically refinish it, refurbish it, rebuild it. And so it's actually encased in a building of its own, almost like it's got its own hangar built over it. So when you look at it, when we drove on base and saw it, it's just a big white box sitting up on the hill. But we may get a chance to see the inside of that big white box and see
somebody that'll let us in.
See the cathedral on the Air Force Academy here, and that's going to be cool. Angela says she's getting some work done, but she's listening. Thank you. Good. We appreciate that.
But anyway, it's amazing to see how much it's all changed in 50 years. My high school reunion is a 3-day event. We've got a what they call it. It's a meetup, but it's just we're meeting up at a bar.
What do they call that? A mixer. Yeah.
We've got a mixer on Friday night. Saturday night's the big dinner, and then Sunday we do a all-class picnic. Just about anybody that graduated in the 70s.
And Barbara's excited because this is the first year she actually gets to bring her trophy husband.
That's true. I talked about my trophy husband, but this time I get to bring him. I got some looks when I called you my trophy husband.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Because not because I showed them their picture and they all thought that was cool, but because they thought I had struck it rich. I was the rich one, and you were. It's amazing what people think when you say trophy husband.
Yeah. Sugar daddy. Not even a sugar daddy.
No. No. I have a sweet and low daddy.
Sweet and low daddy. That's me.
But so anyway, that's a lot of what we plan to do in the next couple of days.
We're going to eat some ribs tonight.
We're going to go and eat some ribs. Like I said, we've got certain things planned, and we've got a lot of days that are open. And I have 2 other sisters here, so there's 3 sisters all together that all live in Colorado Springs. So I'll be getting up with them and hopefully connecting and doing things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we leave here. It's going to be we're going to stop in Kansas. We're going to stop in Topeka.
Right.
We have some friends of ours she's actually the daughter, although Cheryl is our friend now that she's grown up and has her family. But she was the daughter of some dear friends that we knew in Key West.
Was she the one who was going to carry me to the prom?
Yeah, she was. You were supposed to be her prom date.
When she was like, I don't know, 7,
she was
8
young.
years old.
Yeah.
We were just family friends, and we went over to visit, and she was being cute, and she said, I'm going to take you to my prom. And we said, okay, we're going to hold you to it. Never happened. But
yeah. She broke her promise, but we're
Yeah.
going to go see her.
You can go see her.
Maybe she'll take you to a prom. Well, we're going to spend a couple days with her. Then we're going to Branson, Missouri.
Yep, Branson.
I have an Old Navy buddy there, and we're going to spend 4 nights in Branson. And from Branson, we're going to go down and we're going to go visit Troubadour.
Troubadour.
Spend a couple days there.
In Arkansas.
Yeah. And then we will be heading south from there. Got a couple of stops that I can't book yet until Monday because they're on military bases and stuff. So we're going to make it down. We changed our course home. We've got a little meetup we're going to do with Ginger and
Scott and Allison, yeah. Jarhead and Ginger.
Jarhead and Ginger.
And our Epic RV Adventure and Talon.
Because we changed our
Well,
plans.
That's the great thing about being retired and being on the road at the last minute. In fact, we were going to leave Barksdale, headed for Texoma, and Miss Barbara found out that Lyle Lovett, if you know anything about country or Americana music, Lyle Lovett is a Texan, and he was briefly married to Julia Roberts. But he's kind of an interesting individual, great songwriter, funny, and he's got a large band. That's exactly the name of his band. It's Lyle Lovett and the Large Band, and they were performing in Shreveport at the old theater downtown. It was a great venue.
Yeah.
Where Elvis had played and so many big country acts had played in downtown Shreveport, and so we went and saw Lyle Lovett. You extended for a day and pushed everything back. We were going to be in Texoma for 3 days. We were there 2 nights, not 3 days. But and then we went up to Raton, New Mexico. And that was interesting. That's at the Raton Pass, about 8,000 feet. So we were camping at about 8,000 feet. And
the weather changed, or let's say the temperature changed drastically.
Yeah.
It was cold in Raton.
We drove up from the heat of the highway 8,000 feet later. We opened that door and a cold, bitter wind hit you. And it's like, wow.
And our campsite, the RV park we stayed in, is really right on a cliff. And so we stayed there and we had the wind blowing, and Nursing on Travel Bug made changes to their plans. They'll be in Branson November with Rayleigh's Travels and
Epic Adventure. Yeah.
And
cool.
See, we don't quite have November booked yet because we have to go back to Alabama.
We got to
vote.
We got to vote.
Even if we vote absentee.
Well, if we go vote absentee, we need to start making that decision now.
All you have to do is just go to the courthouse in Abbeville.
We got to get to the courthouse.
We'll be there
we will unless you start changing plans.
True.
That's what I'm saying. No, if you change plans and book us somewhere in November, we ain't gonna get to the courthouse.
We'll make it to the courthouse.
Believe me, I ain't missing voting this year.
No.
I didn't miss voting. I haven't missed voting in many, many years, but I will not miss voting this year.
I don't even know what Alabama's doing this year. But anyway,
it ain't
Char
about Alabama.
Hello, Char.
Char of Hearts.
It's good to have you here. But I have changed our travel plans several times, and thankfully, most of our changes involved Corps of Engineer, which hasn't hurt me too badly. But we definitely made a lot of changes to our travel plans. And again, that is the blessing of being retired or full-time RVing, because we have even though we do try to stay usually a little bit longer at places because we're like everybody else, we've got to watch that gas budget. And I think my Visa card is it's really being used a lot lately. We get home, I'm going to have to get serious about paying a lot of that off. So, but hey, it's life. You got to enjoy it while you can.
That's true.
And we feel blessed.
We are. We definitely are.
Oh, don't do that. Don't start like that. That's not fair to them. It's not fair to
hey,
us.
the mic's not working. Yeah, don't forget thumbs up. Really appreciate that. Char of Hearts, we thank you for that. Again, if you want to be a member of RV Underway on YouTube, there's a join button right below me right now. There's a join button. Hitting that button doesn't join you up, but it tells you what the benefits are, and that's an option for you. Also, we have on our YouTube channel page now, RV Underway, the store. So you can pick up some swag if you want it. There's some T-shirts, ball caps, mugs, things like that in there. So feel free to do that. As a matter of fact, you see Stream Elements is on the ball there, dropping the link for the swag. And that's from Spreadshop. Ball caps, T-shirts, things like that. So take advantage of that if you want to. They make great Christmas gifts.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
I'm trying to stay hydrated, drinking my water. Because it's been so long since I've been here.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm going to get altitude sickness, and then I would be extremely embarrassed.
We're about 6,000 feet in Colorado Springs.
Yeah, because if you get altitude sickness and you're from that place, even though it's been 50 years since I lived here, that's embarrassing. It's bad enough I don't know my way around town.
That's like
anymore.
a sailor getting seasick. Come on now. Funny thing about traveling up from the Gulf Coast up through Texas and up here is as we gained altitude, everything started expanding. The toothpaste was excited to get out of the tube. My deodorant, which is a push-up deodorant, it's a liquid deodorant, a gel. It's a gel. I opened it up yesterday morning and it was coming out. It was ready to go. And even in the refrigerator, the Reese peanut butter cups, we got the little individual Reese peanut butter cups, the Halloween pack, and they're all puffed up. They're just little puffs in there. Everything is swelled up.
I spent the first, when we got to Raton Pass, because that's the highest altitude.
Yeah, we were 8,000
it's you forget, when you fly, that happens. And when you land, so anything that's, in a tube or whatever, you have to burp them. So I was burping things in the bathroom when I first got to Raton, but I didn't get to the refrigerator.
We had several over the past 2 weeks. Well, really over the past 3 weeks since we got our refrigerator, our new refrigerator back there. We've been trying to figure out the temperature. Run it on 2, run it on 3 on a scale of 1 to 5 selections, 1 through 5 for temperature. We have found that we need to run it between 2 and 3 because in the back of the refrigerator, it's colder than it is out front.
Yeah.
And we've had several Dr. Peppers, 7-Ups, things like that. Go off like a shotgun shell. Pow! And you can hear it. And we know we got to get in and start cleaning it up. Now, some of that's altitude. I know that a couple of the monsters, just the bottom was ready to pop out of them. But we're figuring that out. So keep that in mind. If you get a new refrigerator, at least on ours, in the back of the refrigerator, it's a lot colder than it is out toward the door of the refrigerator.
We need to say hello to Sue.
Hello, Sue.
And Dream on Wheels.
Sue Devil Adventures.
And She Devil.
I'm sorry, She Devil Adventures. She Devil and Dream on Wheels. Yes. Hey, how y'all doing? Yes. They're back on the road.
Oh, yeah. And they've had quite an adventure.
They sat at the ski resort for a long, long time. But they're out moving, and they're popping videos out every other day. So be sure and check them out. Yanai and Travis, Dream on Wheels. Do check out their channel. She Devil Adventures. Hello. Who is She Devil Adventures?
I don't know.
I thought you said Sue. Say hello to Sue.
Said,
Lucky Dog Productions.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I just saw that. you said say hello to Sue, and all I saw was She Devil
Do you
Adventures.
do that too? Have you guys done that? You know, you see a billboard and your mind doesn't take time to read it
Right.
completely through,
Right.
and you read something totally different.
Oh yeah.
I'm finding I'm doing that more.
Remember,
and more.
I did that in we lived in San Diego, California, and there was a place there called I think it was like Tony's, a place for ribs, and I swore it said a place for kids. KIDS, not RIBS, and for the longest time I couldn't get it out of my head. Tony's, a place for kids. It was a rib place, and it clearly said ribs, but I saw kids. A place for kids.
But I don't know if it's that my mind is overreacting and I see something,
Yep.
and I automatically replace with what I thought I saw faster than I have a chance to read it. And so it comes up with some interesting things. You look back at that billboard, you just, what did that say?
Anyway, getting back to Travis
Sorry.
and Yanai, great shorts, great videos, and a great channel. It's just fun watching that couple and the kids out there and about.
Yes.
So hi to y'all. Proud that y'all decided to join us. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
On your Sunday afternoon. I keep looking over Miss Barbara's shoulder for the rain. I don't know if I'm going to bring the awning in because I've got some solar panels. Now, sure, they're designed to be in the weather, but I'd rather the cardboard boxes that they're in not get wet until I get ready to unbox them. But I've been moving them around.
They were delivered to us 3 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago.
And we have been toting them because he's got to get up there and do some measurements and that sort of stuff. Plus, we may go a different route.
Well, the thing is, I ordered the 800 watts of solar for the roof of Matilda and a solar, an MPPT solar controller and all that stuff. We haven't got the batteries yet. Still working on the batteries. But then a company reached out to me and said, hey, would you consider our flat panel solar and our MPPT and our batteries and stuff like that? Maybe do a video on them. And I'm going, yeah, I'd like to be considered for that. So I'm not taking any of this stuff out of the boxes until I find out from this other company whether or not they're going to make us a member of their collaborator program and maybe work a deal with them.
Well,
so
Travis, the only reason he's been able to resist this long is because they've been in the back seat of the Jeep. And so unless we're going someplace or he's got to clear out the back seat.
Well, this is the first time I've had an opportunity to do it. When we were in Pensacola, we got them, and then it rained every solid day. And then we hit the road, and it was 2 days here, 1 day there, 2 days here, 3 days there, 1 day here, and getting up here to Colorado. So now we're here. We're going to be here for 4 weeks. We got here yesterday, and I've got plenty of time to do the solar install. But like I said, I'm kind of holding off because there's a company that's kind of reaching out to me, and
he wants to return the panels that he's may not use.
Yeah, just go ahead and send them back to the company I bought them from, and or I may find out tomorrow. I'm going to reach out to the marketing guy tomorrow of this company, and I'm going to say, is this something that might happen in the next week or so? If not, I'm going to go ahead and install the package I have. So anyway, my solar panels are monocrystalline, and they're solid. They're in an aluminum frame, so they're solid or stiff panels. They're not flexible panels. So I'm going to do some more panels equals more power. That's right.
These sendbacks.
These panels are 100 watts each, and I've got 8 of them, but I know that I have more space. I've got space for about 10 this size up on the roof. I got to leave myself room to move around. So part of the planning process, obviously, is get up there and lay them all out, see what works best, consider the wiring, how to get the wiring from the solar panels to the controller, And so, yeah, it'll be a great video once it's done. But and of course, there's 1,000 videos on solar panels, but mine will just be 1,001. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? But if this company wants me to do that video for them, hey, we need to talk. So anyway, we're waiting on that. Don't forget tonight, Murder Mystery Haunted History.
Yep.
Then you've always got Box Vandy to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
She usually either drops a Johnny's Journey usually drops a I don't know if she will, but she tries to drop a premiere on Sundays.
Yep.
But look out for that. Always look out for Dream on Wheels. And if any of you guys in the chat right now have videos dropping soon, or you just dropped a video, go ahead and put it in the chat there. Let them know what it is. And Sue, Lucky Dog Productions, will probably be more than happy to go out and grab the link to your premiere or to your channel and drop it, because she's good that way.
She is. Nursing Our Travel Bug says, hey, would you believe that Jenniverse used to be Jenna Arc?
Jenniverse? I remember Jenna Arc. We still use that.
Sent us another solar generator. They'll use it this winter in Arizona.
Excellent.
We do. We still use the one that you gave us. And
thank you, y'all.
Yes, it makes riding comfortable on really hot days. We don't have to. So we do use it quite a bit.
We can travel with the generator running so that we can run the house AC units to keep it cool. But Barbara and the puppy found that if they just take the small solar generator, plug the fan into it, and I run the AC in the front part, the auto AC for the RV, it stays reasonable. Yeah. So that works. So she uses the solar generator for that. And when we're boondocking, she uses it for her CPAP, and we watch television off of it. I have found that if you try to make coffee with it, it'll kick back at you. It don't like that coffee pot.
Again, that's just the small portable generator.
Yeah,
so.
it puts a strain on it.
It's been great, and I think that's funny. I can.
So Jenna Arc used to be, is now Jenniverse.
Yes, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that means you have some other generators to give away, huh?
They said they're going to use it though.
No, but they already.
Winter in Arizona.
They had two, and they.
I didn't know they had two.
And it's another company.
Lightning within 5 nautical miles. She said nautical miles. We're in Colorado Springs. There's not a body of water anywhere near here. Nautical miles.
There is water near here.
Yeah, little ponds and lakes. But, I mean, you don't say nautical miles when you're on the base of the Rockies, for goodness sake.
We're on a military base, for one.
5 nautical miles. Let me get my slide rule out and figure out what a nautical mile is. Oh, it's 1.5 miles. Nautical mile. I just think it's funny them using Navy terms.
They know we're here.
5 nautical
miles. They saw
miles.
RV underway.
Yeah, okay.
And they're talking to us.
Yeah, I had to explain to Miss Barbara. She backed the Jeep in yesterday when we got here. Of course, the wheel cover on the back of our Jeep, the spare cover, is RV Underway as seen on YouTube. And I had to remind her, always park nose in so that our brand is showing.
And if I had put it in nose in, he would have said, it's a long driveway. You should have backed it in so that when we pull out, we don't hit anybody.
Why I oughta.
We do have a very long driveway here. As a matter of fact, I think this site here is about 100 feet.
Yeah.
So we have a very long driveway.
Love Colorado Springs. My sister used to live there. It's Sue from Lucky Dog Productions. That's right. Brands out in the campgrounds. That's right, man. You gotta always
Asheville,
have your.
George says the Air Force weather units measure in nautical miles. So there.
Well, that
So
ain't that ain't saying a lot. I mean, you got Navy, then you got the Marine
and
Corps,
they do the
then
same
you
thing at
got
Wright
it's a
Patterson
toss
Air
up
Force
between the Air
Base.
Force and the Army and then Coasties. Well, actually, Coasties fall right under the Marine Corps. Then you got Air Force and Army vying for fourth place. So go Navy, beat Army.
I do, yeah. Nursing on Travel Bug says briefly in Colorado Springs when they worked at the KOA
KOA.
here, they would have to close the pool due to lightning, and it was a daily thing. In Colorado Springs, that is one thing I do remember. We usually got daily rain.
Well, those mountains generate their own weather system.
Pretty much.
You know, when the atmosphere swings over the mountains, depending on the direction of the wind, it creates its own weather. So,
and Sue, once again, amazing. She put in Johnny's Journey premiere at
there you go. 5:45. It was. We almost missed this because Miss Barbara had to remind me that we're in the Mountain Time Zone now,
Different.
and in the Central Time Zone, we do it at 3
afternoon.
o'clock, which is 4 o'clock Eastern. And she's reminded me that it was 2 o'clock because I was going by my laptop time, which was still in the Central Time Zone. I wasn't paying any attention, and she goes, "By the way, we're in the Mountain Time Zone." By the way. But anyway, check that out right there. Stream Element says, thanks to our channel members, Box Van D, Great Granny Freebird. That was great seeing them in Huntsville, Alabama.
Yes.
That was awesome. We saw Charlie Grace in Huntsville as well.
We did.
Also, B&D Crafts and More, Nursing Our Travel Bug. Thank y'all. James Catanese, Thrifty Angela. We certainly appreciate it. Sandy and Phil at Idle Cruises. D from Foreverland RV and Over the Hill, as well as Avenger RV Adventure.
And we're hoping to meet up with John the end of the month, the end of September.
Now where we're gonna meet him?
Well,
Branson or
no, he's going to be coming to Colorado Springs.
Oh, so we hope to see him
between the 20th and the 25th. I think
that's John at Over the Hill RV.
Yes.
Cool.
He's coming in between the 20th and the 25th, and of course, I told him that we were busy that Friday and Saturday. So, we hopefully we'll be able to get a chance to meet up with
You're
him.
absolutely right, Sue. You have to, my brain doesn't work across time zones like that. I grew up.
Most of the time.
I grew up 8 miles from Georgia, which the Chattahoochee River was the Eastern time zone. So I could drive 8 miles and be in the Eastern time zone. But it never failed. Every time the family would get together and go, we're going to go over to Georgia, this eating joint. We're going to go over there and eat. We're going to be over there at 7 o'clock. Now, is that Georgia time or Alabama time? Oh, that's we're going to meet over there Alabama time. Okay, wait a minute. That means we have to be. We going to leave Alabama at 6, or we going to get there at 8 o'clock Alabama. It never failed. The entire family all sort of scratching their head and trying to figure this out. How to meet over in Georgia at an eating joint.
Hello to Dreaming Out Loud.
Dreaming Out Loud. Appreciate you being here. Hello.
I admit I keep my time zone central because we do live so close to the Georgia line. If you drive around, and especially out in the country where we live,
you're
watching your phone will switch on you.
They'll hit a tower over in Georgia, and
so
all of a sudden you're late for work. And then you realize, oh, wait a minute, that's Georgia time.
Or worse than that. Well, anyway. But when we came into Mountain Time, I did change my watch and my phone. And that's the first time I've changed them in a long time. So.
Attention.
Anyway.
That's scary. Where was it? It was at Tyndall Air Force Base. We were on Tyndall Air Force Base many months ago in the middle of the night. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Attention. The speakers are like several of them right there in the park around us, and it was like God was speaking. 3 o'clock in the morning.
We did have a speaker right outside.
There's lightning within 5 nautical miles. Now, that worked in Panama City. That was the Gulf Coast.
Well, George said all military does it.
And, I remember that from my days studying as a private pilot license. It's nautical miles. I know. I'm just being facetious. What was that?
That was somebody not quite turning off.
That's like someone didn't turn off the mic and they went, nah.
Put it too close to something metal. Anyway, so yeah, we're looking at getting some weather. We're going to see my sister this evening. We're going to introduce Cody to Teddy.
I'm still not sure about that.
Well, we don't want to leave her here if there's going to be a storm.
She could eat Teddy.
I don't think so, because she's really a coward most of the time.
Well, you remember how her and her sister used to go at it.
Yeah.
I mean, her sister was 20 pounds and Cody was 90 pounds. And I can imagine how confusing it could be traveling between time zones. This is the first time we've had any of our Matildas across the Mountain Time Zone.
Yep. But anyway, I forgot what I was going to say. Okay.
Y'all hang around. Her mind wandered, but it's very weak. It won't get far.
Thank you. I did lose my train of thought. Speaking of trains, we have trains coming through here.
Oh, I know. You can hear the train.
I did see that on some of the reviews for this campsite.
That you hear the train? Because I heard the train at 3 o'clock in the morning.
But
I hear a lot of stuff at 3 o'clock in the morning because usually I'm up with the dog. My problem is I'll walk her too early in the evening and then we all go to bed and she's ready to walk again by 3 or 4 o'clock. So,
well, because she knows she can get you up.
But I tell you what, her across time zones, her timing is perfect. She gets me up at 5:30, even if we still do the 3 o'clock in the morning. 5:30, she's going to wake me up. And she woke me up this morning at 5:30, and I was thinking to myself, we changed time zones, and she still woke me up at 5:30. She can read that clock over there, I tell you.
Well, she's not good when we have to turn the clocks back or forward. For about a week or so on either side, she has a problem with that. So anyway, but I don't have a problem really with the trains. Of course, I take half a sleeping pill at night, so I don't hear nothing when I finally fall asleep. But yeah, I agree. They would drive you crazy for the first couple of days, and then you just, after a while, they kind of blend in with everything. But he said that they were here last summer.
And the thunderstorms came on fast with lots of wind and heavy rain. Be careful with the awning. I hear you. I gotta bring those solar panels in. I already put the chairs and everything, kind of tucked them up against the RV. I don't care if they get wet, but I do want to take my awning in because we have had awning experiences twice. Once, twice, should have known better. Once, I know, I got you, but twice, we should have known better. So, yeah, our awnings come in when the slightest wind blows. Even though this awning on this Matilda has the storm engagement, if the wind gets too strong, it'll automatically bring the awning in. I ain't going to test it. That's the only thing is with that system, you have to engage it and then wait for a strong enough wind to break your awning comes along to make your awning retract. I don't want to risk that, So they run just behind
the campground.
They do. We certainly have heard them since we've been here.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's just one of those things that never.
No, it doesn't bother me. It just it's there. I mean, it's like we stayed at a lot of Air Force bases. It's like hearing the planes. We stayed at Barksdale for 4 nights,
Pensacola.
And buddy, those B-52s and the tankers, C-10s and stuff in and out of there, C-131s all flying, so buzzing right over the campground. So you get used to it.
In that little air base that we stayed at in Oklahoma, they had the big big refueling planes.
Yeah,
I could hear those.
those were the C-135. No, the KC. Anyway, they were the tankers.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard that. But that's part of our lives, so we don't really see that as being anything.
Her phone's talking to her.
I'm sorry.
We've got several videos in the can. We're going to have a Route 66 video in Amarillo. Got a video for a great product we use out here on the awning. Speaking of awnings, that's going to be coming out soon. And I still got videos in the can from way back when we went to Fort Sumter. That's coming out soon. We were over in Charleston. By the way, if you didn't get a chance to see the Hunley video, do go check that out. That was also in Charleston, the first successful combat submarine. That was the one they found back in 2004 and resurrected it from off the coast of Charleston. And they're preserving it in Charleston on the campus. Well, it's not really the campus of Clemson, but it's Clemson University in cooperation with the Lausch Conservation Center. So anyway, that's a great video, the Hunley. If you don't know about the Hunley, go check out my video. It's a great video. And of course, the RV that caught on fire last week when we were traveling, not our RV, but it was a bad day for that family.
Class A diesel pusher pulling the Jeep.
Yeah, the KC-10s and
like
the KC-135s, right. Fuelers, absolutely, George. And the Pegasus, the KC-46, I believe, is also, the Pegasus is a tanker as well, a fueler. Anyway, yeah, it was a bad day for that RV family. And we got, Miss Barbara got video of it. Because she was filming me doing some cleaning while we were stuck in traffic. And all of a sudden, traffic started moving. She kept the camera rolling. And lo and behold, what caused the backup of almost an hour, 45 minutes, was an RV fire.
Yeah.
So it looked like it started in the diesel compartment. And it totally gutted the rear end of the RV and caught their Jeep tow on fire and burned that to the ground. So yeah, bad day.
Yeah.
Staying in Jacksonville, it was choppers flying all day.
But you just get used to the noises when you're RVing.
That's right.
Wouldn't trade it though.
Oh no.
Wouldn't trade it.
Gosh, no. We sleep with a dog that can make more noise than trains and airplanes, trains, planes, and automobiles when she snores. But it's the sweetest sound. Yeah, I forgot about the KC-46. That's right. I think the KC-135s had 4 engines, and the KC-46 Pegasus had 2, one on each wing. But my brother-in-law, her brother, who retired from the Air Force, works at Barksdale, where they have the B-52s, the B-2s, and he said that one of the jokes, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 engines on a B-52, because there's 2 engines per pod, 3 pods per wing. So they would get a distress call or a mayday from a B-52 saying they had an engine flame out, and and they would say, "Oh, the dreaded 11-engine land," you know. You lost 1 engine, so you got to land it on 11. Oh my goodness! Oh, the humanity! Jet noise, the sound of freedom. I hear that at every air show we go to. Listen, people, I'm talking to the crowd.
Yep.
And the guy goes,
the
sound of freedom. And of course, the Blue Angels or Thunderbirds come flying through. Hey, we got 5 minutes left. Once again, want to remind you, thank you, Sue, first off, Lucky Dog Productions moderator. Also our moderator, Nursing Our Travel Bug. If any of, and Thrifty Angela, thank you so much.
Those are members.
I'm sorry, members. If you moderators in blue, that's right, the one with the wrench. Got confused there. Ranch. One with the ranch. Anyway, go check out these channels. We certainly would appreciate it if you would. Anybody in the chat here that you've not visited their channel, do so. Go check out their channel, watch a couple of videos, leave them a meaningful comment, give them a thumbs up, and consider subscribing to their channel. And you won't be sorry.
No.
Always a lot of good content. The family you gain on YouTube and the RVing community on YouTube is a pretty special thing.
Yes, it is.
It really is. I mean, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, was the fact that we have our family. More so, we have neighbors that when you first moved in, you said hey to them. And when you moved out 6 years later from the neighborhood, you said hey to them. That was, but here we always have such a great rapport, and everybody gets to know each other, and they make efforts to meet each other, and really seems to be
out for each other.
Caring friendships. And Miss Barbara coined it best when she said, my old friends that I've just met. Lifelong friends that I just met.
Yep.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. And that's the way it's been with our experiences. But anyway, check out these channels. Go visit them and drop a little note to them. You'll be happy that you did.
You're right. I always worry about what's going to come out of his mouth. They were talking about when you were going in and telling him the story, I was worried about the joke that was going to come out because I looked a little concerned with your... Actually, it was my eyes glazing over because he knows all about aircraft and they fly.
The one about the Goldilocks and the 7 steel mill workers from Pittsburgh, two cans of cream corn, some jumper cables, and a live catfish. Now, let me tell you that story. See, once I'll save that for a video.
Please. And don't connect it to our channel. We want to keep our people.
Anyway, it's about time to get on out of here. Don't forget, we got a premiere at 5:45 from Johnny's Journey. And you can also Murder Mystery Haunted History, BB3 and Nettie. You can also count on Box Van D later tonight. And like I said, there's plenty of channels in here. Be sure and go by and check them out. See what they're offering up tonight. Spend a Sunday evening in front of the connected TV or your computer monitor. Hey, it beats what's on the news.
Oh, mercy.
Yes.
We won't go there. That's one of the reasons why we retired.
From Barbara, look, that's only a campfire story. Yeah. We call them in the Navy, we call them sea stories.
Well, he's got some campfire stories, as you all know.
Anyway, we've had a great time. We're going to go eat some ribs with family.
Yep.
And introduce big old Coyote to a little bitty Pomeranian. Mm-hmm. See how that goes. And I hope y'all have a great Sunday evening and a great week. I got to get the awning in, get those solar panels brought in, and pack it up and drive over to the in-laws. And again, we hope y'all have a great evening. That's about it, ain't it?
That's about it.
Love you guys. Have a great Sunday evening and a great week ahead. And until we see you again, fair winds and following seas.
Bye-bye.